Hi and welcome to Yarnspirations.com. I want to talk today about the Lapel Knit Cardigan. It is a beautiful jacket, perfect for cold weather. Densely textured stitches make it interesting to knit, although not difficult, and the notched collar is a very fashion-forward look, and it is knit in Patons Classic Wool Roving, shown here. You'll also need a knitting needle, US size 10 or 6 millimeters. Now I'm using a circular needle, but you can use straight if you want. I just probably do everything on a circular needle. And you're going to need some stitch markers. Now there are two very interesting pattern stitches in this jacket. This one, in which the columns of stocking stitch run vertically, but then you have the horizontal lines that look like garter stitch. This is used on the edgings, and I'm going to show you how to knit that. And then this is the Irish moss stitch that the body of the jacket is made in. And I'm going to show you how to make that too. So let's get started with the back. Following the instructions, you're going to cast on the number for your size. And one of the cool things about this pattern that I just absolutely love, sometimes I'll tell people, go ahead and circle all your numbers that you're going to use and blah, 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 but look, they're color coded. So once you decide what color goes with the size that you want to make, and you can do that by small, medium, large, or by finished bust size. As soon as you decide, say I'm going to make a medium, then when I'm going through and I see more than one number, I know that the orange one, which matches the medium, that's the number I'm going to use. So to me, that makes it a lot easier to read the pattern. I know a lot of people are sort of edgy about garments, but this is a nice one to start with because there's not a ton of shaping and it's interesting to knit. So I obviously have a smaller swatch than the entire back of the jacket, but I'm going to read the numbers from the small size just because that'll be the first size that I see. So it says cast on 83, which is an odd number, so I just cast on, I think, 15 here so you can see what I'm doing. Row 1, which is the right side. Knit 1, purl 1, all the way across to last stitch, knit 1. So I'm going to knit 1, purl 1, all the way across. So knit 1, purl 1 all the way across to last stitch, which is knit 1. So there's my last stitch, knit 1. Now I'm going to turn the work. On the second row, it says purl 1, knit 1, repeat from start across to last stitch, purl 1. So I'm going to begin this second row with a purl 1. Now for those of you who are intuitive knitters, these couple of rows look like you're making knit ribbing. You can see that the knits are lining up on top of the knits and the purls on top of the purls for these two rows. So I'm going to do that all the way across. And I'm going to end it with a purl 1, which it tells me in the instructions. So that's row 1 and 2. And like I said, it looks like you're starting a ribbing, but this is not going to be ribbing, but that's what it looks like when you get started. Now row 3 and 4 are simply knit, and that's going to give us that little garter stitch band. So I'm going to knit across, And then I'm going to knit across the next row as well. And then I'm going to go ahead and knit that 4th row. Now the next thing the instructions say are repeat last 4 rows twice more for 12 rows in total. So I've done that already. This is where I started working on the cast on row. So that was the first 4 rows, that was the second 4 rows, and I just showed you the third 4 rows. So that's my 12 rows. That's the edging of the back. And in the picture, you can see it down here. And then I made a bigger swatch just so you could see it in person. That's what it's going to look like, but it's only going to be the 12 rows in the back. I just made this bigger swatch so you could see what it was going to look like. So now the instructions tell me to proceed in pattern as follows, and this is the Irish moss stitch pattern. Once again, it's going to look like that. And this also has alternating knits and purls, but they're aligned in a different manner than on the edging. So for row 1, which is the right side, I am going to purl 1, knit 1 across. So purl 1 to start, knit 1. So purl 1, knit 1 all the way across. And I'm going to end that first row with a purl 1. All right, so there's row 1. Now for row 2, beginning with knit 1, it's going to be knit 1, purl 1 all the way across, and I'm going to end that row with a knit 1. So knit 1, purl 1 all the way across. So ending row 2 with a knit 1, knit 1, purl 1, knit 1. So on these 2 rows, you can see they sort of stack up. Once again, it looks like ribbing. Now, for the third row is the same as the second row. So if I was making ribbing, that would be a purl because it's a purl stitch, but I'm not. So now I'm going to start with a knit 1, same as I did in the last row. Knit 1, purl 1, all the way across with a knit 1 at the end. Okay, that's the end of row 3, going to end with a knit 1. And now row 4, which is the same as row 1, although it's written out in your instructions so you won't get confused, we're going to purl 1, knit 1 across. We're going to start with that purl. And see, in this case, the stitches do match the ones below. and then I'm going to end row 4 with a purl 1. What I love about both of these stitches is they're very flexible, so it's a very cozy feeling garment. And very thick and a lot of visual interest because of the texture. Okay, end of row 4, ending with a purl 1. That's it, those 4 rows over and over and over. So, again, to get really technical about it, as you can see, you're having 2 rows the same, and they look like ribbing, and then 2 rows the same, but they're offset by 1 from the row below. Let's look a little more closely at the bigger swatch that I made. So you can see it gives nice, dense fabric. So it's 2 the same, and then 2 the same, and then 2 the same, and then 2 the same, but all 4 are not the same. Now I'm going to tell you a little trick. When I was making samples, you know, sometimes you're knitting along and you have to put your work down, and you come back and you go, holy Pete, I cannot remember where I was. So when I'm knitting a project like this, I take a large locking stitch marker and I put it on the beginning of a right side row. And then if the phone rings and I put my work down and I come back and I have to figure out where I am, I can know that if the locking stitch marker is on the right hand side, I'm on a right side row. So if I see that and I see that's over here, I know that I have a 50-50 shot of getting that right, even if I can't remember where I am. But also on this pattern, where stitches change is on the right side row. So you do 2 rows the same, 1 is a right and 1 is a wrong, and then you do the next 2 rows the same and 1 is a right and 1 is a wrong. So if you have the marker on your right hand, you're doing a right side row, and if you're doing a right side row, you're going to change from the row below. So 2 things that I know. I'm doing a right side row, so I'm going to change. If I was making ribbing, I can see that stitch, I can know it was a knit stitch, but I'm going to change it. So I'm going to start here with a purl, and to double check that, I'm going to look at my pattern. And see, my first row starts with a purl. So this is very intuitive once you get the hang of it. Don't freak out over the pattern change. Once you have a few more rows on there, you'll really get the hang of it and you'll be able to do it intuitively. So here's your edging down here, and then you go into the Irish moss stitch. The next thing I want to show you is some slipped stitches that we're going to use on the fronts to give us a nice neat edging. So let me switch projects and I'll come right back. So now I want to talk a little bit about the fronts. We're going to build them from the bottom up the same way we built the back, which is this stitch first that has the little garter stitch bands and the vertical columns of knit and purl stitches, but only 12 rows of that. Again, I just made this sample a little bigger so you could get an idea what it would look like easily. And then the Irish moss stitch that we used for the back is going to build. On the other hand, we need to have a nice edging on the fronts, and I don't want to have to make a separate edging and sew it on, so I'm going to knit it as I go. So we're on the left front. Once again, I've cast on just a small swatch instead of the 61 or more stitches that you will need when you're doing your front, but I just want to show you a few rows of this to see how that edging works out. We're going to have 3 stitches at the end, and we're going to slip them on alternate rows to give that nice durable edging on the front. And then over here we have 2 more stitches that will play in stocking stitch, and then 1 column of stitches that will play in reverse stocking stitch, and that again is the edging of the fronts, just to keep it nice and even, and so that we don't have to make an edging later and sew it on. So let's go to row 1 of the left front, which is a right side row. We're going to knit 1, purl 1 across to the last 5 stitches, which again won't take me very long because I have a very small swatch, but I want to make sure that you guys can see what's going on. Okay, going to go across till I have 5 left. That look like 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then it says knit 1, purl 1, knit 3. 1, 2, 3. So that is row 1 of the left front. Now let's turn it over to do row 2. Now row 2 has an abbreviation you probably haven't seen yet. It's SL1 P as in Paul. Slip 1 purlwise is what it means. So I'm going to slip that first stitch from the left hand needle to the right hand needle without twisting it, as if to purl. So not that way, which would be knitwise, but purlwise, as if I was going to make a purl stitch. I'm going to just slip it from one needle to the other. Now purl 2, purl 2, knit 1, knit 1. Now purl 1, knit 1 across, and the last stitch will be a purl 1. So purl 1, knit 1, purl 1, knit 1, purl 1, knit 1, just double checking. End of row 2, the last stitch will be a purl 1. And there it is. Now, the third row tells me knit 2 last 4 stitches, then purl 1, knit 3. So let me untangle my cable here. So I'm row 3 of the left front, knit to last 4 stitches, so I'm going to knit to over here. Okay, I have 4 left on my left hand needle, 1, 2, 3, 4, and it says purl 1, knit 3. So purl 1, knit 3. Remember, all I'm doing here really is maintaining my edging. And then row 4, slip 1 purlwise. Again, hold the needle as if to purl, move it from the left tip to the right tip if you're right-handed without doing anything. Make sure you don't twist it. Then purl 2, and knit to end of row. All right, the next thing that it says is repeat last 4 rows twice more. 12 rows total have been worked, and you can see on my swatch I already did all 12 rows. And you have already made your back, so you'll see this will be perfectly even with the back, because the back had 12 rows of edging and now the fronts have 12 rows of edging. So when you sew it all together, it will line up perfectly. Now let's go to the next section. It says proceed and pattern as follows. Now you might remember on the back we changed to the Irish moss stitch, and we're going to do the same thing here, except we still need to maintain these edging stitches. All right, so proceed and pattern as follows. Now we're back to a row labeled row 1, purl 1, knit 1 until 5 stitches remain, and then purl 2, knit 3. So purl 1, knit 1, until 5 stitches remain. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then it says purl 2, 1, 2, and knit 3. 1, 2, 3. On row 2, we're going to slip 1 purlwise, purl 2, purl 2, knit 2, knit 2, purl 1, knit 1 to the end of row, purl 1, knit 1 all the way across. Remember, your rows will be a lot longer than mine are. Now row 3, knit 1, purl 1 to last 5 stitches. knit 1, purl 1, so you can see. Now notice again, I'm on a right side row, which I know because my tail's on the right side. If I want to put a locking stitch marker here to remind me that this is when I'm going to change pattern, that is absolutely fair play, and you can just move that stitch marker up as you go. It's just a little visual reminder to help your brain know what you're doing next so that you don't have to second guess yourself. So I'm going to keep going until 5 stitches remain. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's going to say knit 1, purl 1, knit 3, 1, 2, 3, and now my 4th row. Slip 1 purlwise, purl 2, knit 1, purl 1 to the end of the row, knit 1, purl 1 all the way across to the end. Now you're just going to repeat those 4 rows with the Irish moss stitch pattern and the edging over and over and over again as long as your instructions tell you. So once again, we've gone from the edging that matches the back to the Irish moss stitch, and we're maintaining this, no matter what stitch we're doing, we're maintaining this edging all the way up. So now you know how to do the front edging. This is the left front that I'm showing you. Of course, the right front will have the edging on this side of the work so that when you sew everything together, the 2 edgings are in the center front. So I hope you enjoyed learning these new stitches. I hope you have a wonderful time making this beautiful jacket. And as I said, it's a great first garment if you are not traditionally a sweater knitter. Thanks so much for joining us here on Yarnspirations.com. I look forward to seeing you again soon.